Hi guys, so again it's one of those mornings I'm not real sure what to do because there's things that I'm really getting into right now with the watercoloring, but not actual watercoloring, but like with the pencils and like the artisan brush pens and maybe some inks, like different things. And but I don't want all my videos to just be about that, maybe once or twice a week, but not so on top of each other because not everyone's interested in that, even though I am getting some really great comments and feedback. But so the other day on Crafters Companions, Crafters TV, they had done, I think, a Hunkydory special, I guess, and people were asking if I had any in the chat there, and I'm like, oh yeah, I have some sets, and I just never really used them, so they were asking me to use them. So I do have these paper pads from Hunkydory, and whenever I get them, I think they're so cute, I want to order them, and I'm like, what am I going to do with this? And they're kind of like almost a little bit thicker than like wrapping paper, like a really good quality wrapping paper, and shiny like them too, right? So this one's really cute. This one's called Foxy Fun by Hunkydory. This one, again, Welcome to Fairyland, has all these little images and kind of interesting, kind of weird look to them, because it's like real people's faces. And again, shiny. So I was like, well, what can I do with that? I've used this one before, Picture Perfect Christmas Cuties. Again, I just cut it out, but I'm going to try to do something with one of these paper pads on top of trying out one of their kits. So I have the Teddy Loves, which is always like out of stock. I did get these pretty much from Crafters Companion, but again, right now, I know they have a lot of different issues. Obviously, shipping is shipping, but before they even get to the shipper, sometimes, things are missing and you got to track them down for refunds. So, like, do whatever you like. If I have any links to any of these things, I'll have them in the description box, but I'll check that out. So really cute. This one says Luxury Topper Collection, but basically you're gonna make a card with these things. So this is not so much a card kit, but it does have foil and die cut topper sheets, accent foiled cardstock, and printed cardstock. Super cute. And then an inspiration sheet, it says, which I'm assuming is this. So that one's kind of cool because it's not already put together for you, but you do kind of have to think about what you want to do. This is a Teddy Loves Decoupage concept cards, and this one's so cute just because, again, decoupage, so you have to stack these images up on top of each other to get that little dimensionality. But what's cute about this one, I think this one makes frames, the card itself, and I have a video on how to make your own little frame card, so I'm not sure if I'm going to use this one today, but I do want to show it. Sorry about that. So we have Mice to Meet You, which I always said, so cute, like Penny Black, all these people who do little mice stamps and things like that, and I hate mice. They're like the grossest thing, in my opinion. But anyway, but they're so cute, right, in these little images. So we have Mice to Meet You, and this is also a card kit. It says makes at least 16 cards. I assume they call this a topper kit too, because it's just giving you ideas of what you can do. I don't think there's cut cards in here. Scoreable cardstock, which is interesting. Adorable scoreable cardstock. Yeah, we'll see. I have a couple sets of Acorn. Whenever I think something's cute, I'm going to need it. This one, what happened is I think I ordered it and I forgot that I had ordered it, but that's okay because it's super cute. So I have two of these. Yeah, we'll see what Adorable Scoreable is about. But again, this one makes your little cards. It's a Woodland Aperture Reveal concept card. So this one's a little bit different, kind of fun. Maybe I'll do this one. And then I have some of their Blossoming Lace paper. Oh, that reminds me, I do have the little Blossoming Lace paper packs. I have the paper packs. I just don't, and I have some stamps too. Actually, they're here. Now that I think about it. It's all coming together, guys. I still have these things here that I need to put away from the last haul. But I don't have the dies, so even though this stamps really well on this paper, and I'll just show you what I mean by that. So this one's called Rosy Reflections. This one is Blossoming Lace. I don't know if they have so many different ones that look similar. And they'll tell you they're like coordinates with, XYZ. But the thing is with Crafters Companion, they don't have all of the stuff they coordinate with. So like they never had the dies for these, which would be nice. Well, I've been looking at it for a long time. They didn't have them since I've been looking. But so let's say, you want to have this stamped over this and it just works out. But the floral, or just stamp the words in here and they kind of coordinate with each other. Of course, this already has its own pattern. I don't see why you would want to stamp something. But again, if you're cutting things out that can layer over that, you just have that really cute frame in the background, just a little extra layer there. Okay, sorry guys, I don't know what happened there. My allergies are always worse in the morning, and even my son's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm doing great. So, I don't know where I paused here. I guess let's try out this Acorn Wood Aperture Reveal concept card, and then we'll try out something that we can make up on our own with the little packs of paper. And real quickly, I want to talk about my setup real quick here. you might be able to see this glass mat over here. I'm kind of, you know, I've been playing with different things and lots of different mediums. So I have my stamping mat, which I love from Diamond Press. People ask a lot of times. It's the My Diamond Press stamping mat. It's super inexpensive. You can get it on mydiamondpress.com. Of course, I have my affiliate discount code and VCDP, and it'll give you 13% off. Depends on when you watch this video. It might be 14, 15, 16. It depends. And then I have my paper here that I like to kind of do this kind of thing on blending. And then I have this because I figure I've been doing a lot of stuff with like watercolors or markers, so I can just kind of mark on here. So it's kind of like a makeshift Tim Holtz multimedia thing, right? But anyway, so you might see this shiny piece, and that's kind of what that's about. But let's get started. So I'm gonna open this up because I have no idea what I need or what glue or anything. So we're starting from scratch. I have no idea. Let's see. Well, these are cute because they're not shiny. They're nice and like paper, kind of like cardstock feeling. So I do like that. And then they have the different sheets here. Some of them have foil. And I believe, obviously, these are the card bases. How cute. So this one's kind of blue with a little skunk and some other things. Then we have this one, the pink colorway. The little purple colorway. This one reminds me of that Foxy paper that I have. So maybe that's a cute thing to put in the background. But again, this is its own paper card, so I don't really need anything like that. A green colorway. Envelopes. And a little bit of instructions. So I think I'm going to do the blue card because I think it's really cute. They're all really cute. They're showing you the stamp sets that coordinate with this. The Picture Perfect Acorn Wood. I thought I had that one, but I guess... Yeah, the other one's Foxy something or other. I thought I had bought this one. It's quite possible I didn't and didn't come, so, you know. And then the inserts. I mean, whenever they put out a collection, there's always like a ton of things that go along with it. So basically, I'm going to cut out all the die cut elements from the base sheet, fold the card base, dividers, and aperture piece into a mountain fold. Stick high-tack tape to the tabs of the dividers and position them on the left-hand side of the card, approximately 1 centimeter from center score line in X3 increments. Okay. Open the aperture. Oh, this is more involved than I thought. So I'm going to look at this really closely before we get started, but I will be right back. We're just going to go for it. So these are all these little cutie things that you can add in later, basically. So these are for building up your card or to build up the scene. So I didn't really pay attention to what this stamp or this set was. So basically you're going to build up a little scene. So let me put this to the side and I'm going to pop this out. And again, very few tabs that keep it down, so it's always nice because you don't have a bunch of like those little things. They're not too bothersome, you know what I'm saying? They're not very obvious. And if you like, you can run your fingers like I do, or like a very fine file, or just kind of get real close and cut it, but it's not too bad. So this one, we're just going to fold it in half, right? You just got it here, you have your gold, fold it in half. And then this guy, we're going to punch out. He also has punches out. This one's sticking a little more, which is interesting. And then we have some other items on here that are interesting. So we're going to pop these guys out. And we can use them on this card or another card. It's just another way of having cute things just kind of tucked in here that you can use. We're going to need those bands. But down here, this is cute. It has like a little gold foil accent piece. I don't know if it works on this card, but you can put it on something. That one was kind of stuck down, and I don't like the way I'm kind of pulling it so hard to get it out. That's weird. It's not really cut. Maybe you're not supposed to cut it, huh? You know, a lot of times, sometimes it'll be like, duh, you're supposed to leave that there, or something. I think that's just for use, though. So we need these tabs also. I'll say they have even decoration on the back of the sheet from where the card was, so you can definitely use these little strips for other things. I don't really hang on to stuff like that anymore. I remember when I was scrapbooking at the beginning, it's like, I am very cheap with my paper, like frugal with it, but it was just getting out of control. Like every little tiny thing I would keep. So for now, it's kind of not something I do as often, but that one might be because it was very pretty and it looks like watercolor. Okay, and then this piece, let's bring our instructions back. I think it said we're supposed to mountain fold. Yeah, so the aperture piece, I'm going to fold it right in the middle, back. They also have videos on these things. I haven't seen one on this particular set, I don't believe, but Hunkydory is pretty good about putting out little videos. And so this one obviously comes forward. Okay, so it's kind of like this, because basically it's going to go in here to the very edge here, I believe. And so when you open and close it, okay. let's see here. I just want to make sure you're supposed to line it up completely to the edges. It looks like it. Kind of interesting instructions. Okay. So in here, we're going to put those strips. And I'm just going to use my Crafters Companion paper, but, you know, do whatever you like. Not paper. Supposedly this is super good. I think for a card like this, it should be okay. But I'm going to bend these already. Bend them back like this. I suppose you can bend it however you like. In the picture, it looks like they're kind of going this way. And again, maybe it would be nice if they put little lines on here so you know exactly where to put it, but they did not. So I'm just going to try to stick down some of this tape. And it says to do it, position on the left-hand side of the card base approximately 1 centimeter from center score line in ×3 increments as shown. I'm just trying to see what 1 centimeter. It's not too much. It's very little, right? A centimeter? I don't know. I'm going to put it here. It doesn't really tell you how high up either. I'm going to put a little bit lower. So here's good. Why not? Sure. And then it says in ×3 increments. So I'm just, I don't know. I'm just going to make some space, put the next one. So that part is a little bit lacking. Unless I don't understand. Is that a measurement maybe? Or like 3 centimeters apart ×3? I don't know. Okay, so let's say that's that. And I really want to get this stuck down, so let me get a bone folder. This bone folder is so pretty. This is close to my heart one. I just like the color of it. A bone folder in the color bone, basically. Okay, and then on the Aperture piece, stick high-tack tape to the reverse of each side panel, line up with the back of the card base, and stick it down, attaching the dividers to the right side of the Aperture at a 45-degree angle. Oh, okay. So that's kind of a mouthful on that one, but we are going to stick this down. I'm putting a lot of tape again. I don't want anything to happen to this. And then this is, I have no idea, guys. This is kind of tricky. I probably should have put this tape on here before I started. I guess it doesn't matter if you're using that little low-tack tape because you can just cut a piece and put it down. But for now, let's tuck these guys away. Stay away. And I'm going to bring this over here, line up this left side, and stick that down really nicely, hopefully nice and straight. It's a little bit off. I'm just going to go with it. Okay, and then that's what I'm saying, where are these going to stick? I think it sticks onto this. It must stick over here, right? In the right spot, like doot, doot. I'm not pushing it down quite hard yet because I want to close it and make sure they're in the right spot. But you see some are kind of higher up, some are kind of lower. So I'm not pushing it. What I'm going to do is close it. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I'm going to close it like this and then give it a push. That way I know wherever it's sticking should be where it sticks, right? So now when we open it, okay? I hope that makes sense. This one's kind of bowing when I do open it, but apparently that's what it's going to do. So I think that's a better trick than closing this side up, putting the thing, and then seeing what happens. And now on this side, we're going to put our tape. Actually, I can put the tape over here because I have a pretty good idea where this is going. I suppose you could just close it, but I'm just going to eyeball this too. Interesting. If you find something like this tricky, I would use a wet glue, but you definitely have to wait for it to dry before you keep messing with it, right? This one's a little bit crooked. Okay. All right. Not hard. Just, you know, you got to really look at those pictures and really understand what they're saying. And if you're used to making like pop-up box cards, this is very similar to that, right? That little thing. And you can make a card like this on your own too. Just cut some pieces of paper and cut a little decorative edge, and you need the 2 pieces. Use a circle die or a square die or a shape die or something really cute. This card is kind of small. It's 3 1/4 inches tall and 5 inches wide. So 5 inches wide, 3 1/4 inches tall. So it's a cute little card, but kind of interesting size, right? Because if we want to make a standard A2 size, when you close it up, you would want it to be like 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. But you can still do that on your own. If you want a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, you need a 4 1/4 by 11-inch piece of paper that you're going to fold skinny like this, right? And then do your same thing. You need 2 pieces. to layer up. And then you need your little tabs inside. So I would say once you make it, maybe draw up your own thing and measure this, right? And then make your little tabs with an extra like ½ inch, right? Your tab needs to be so wide, plus an extra for the tab sides, and there you go. Anyway, so now it says to punch out coordinating die cut elements and use foam pads to make a little scene. So basically those pieces that we popped out earlier can be put on here somewhere, but they're talking about these things. This is interesting because the envelope is much bigger than the card. It's a weird size. Super cute, but you know, just something different. And then line up whatever you want in here. So the way they have the images is a hedgehog. Okay, let me see here. They have this little hedgehog with little candles on his back. And wait, actually, you know what? Maybe not on this one. Oh no, on this one they used the regular hedgehog. I was gonna say this is more of a garden scene, so not the candle one, but the regular hedgehog. He's super cute. So tiny. The little hare with his little... Oh, look at me, I'm so fancy. I called him a hare. Okay, the little rabbit there. And our little wagon, which is adorable with little mouse again hanging out in there. Oopsie, I'm popping other things out when... Okay, that one was a little bit harder to get out. I'm trying to see what else is on here. I guess we can look at the picture over here. And they're saying, these are inspiration sheets, and it says, please note, projects shown may take other items. Well, obviously, because this is not even the pictures of the cards that we're doing here. That's all I see, but there is little grass. See how there's like little grass you can cut out? So I suppose, you know, do whatever you want, but let me see how this looks best. And I'm probably going to use my 3D glue gel because, no, I better not. I better not. That way we can stick them down and be done with it right now, huh? Okay, let's, I have all these, I always keep dimensionals kind of in front of me here. This one. These are too thick. Okay. So I suppose, because you can see it from both sides, this is interesting. So if I put my little guy here, kind of sticking out, that's cute. But you guys ever watch Mad TV? Back in the day, there was a character, Lorraine, and she was kind of annoying. She was so funny. And she always had like this weird little cough. And I guess I'm just gonna put this here. She has a YouTube video now, or channel. So she's making videos from home. It's Mo Collins, and she's so funny. So she was just, oh, that's cute. Anyway, so she's writing right now. I'm like, oh, that's cute. I probably put that one too low with the tape, but that's okay. So you have that little guy there, and then I'm gonna pop up this guy here, and maybe I will put the grass. This is already taking entirely too long. I'm gonna do something different for the other one. How do we do this? I'm gonna stick the grass down with regular glue, hopefully. This is not... Oopsie. Too much glue. Let's take some of that away. It's almost like you have to decorate this afterwards. 'Cause if you do it before, it's almost impossible. Like, how you know everything is, you gotta do it this way. And I guess you can put more grasses. I'm just gonna put this little guy with a half a piece of this tape, dimensional. Okay. I don't know if this little scene is my favorite, because why is he watering plants or flowers that have already been picked? And they say use foam dots, but like how, why? I don't know, I probably should use those big tweezers I got the other day. Alright. Alright, well here we go. And then we still need to decorate the front. So there's like some little, I need to move him. I don't like where he's at. Okay. This thing again came with some little circles that we can use. A note to say thank you so very much. I don't want to put it there because it covers everything, but I will put it here. And since I have these dimensionals, I'll just use these right now real quick. And again, you can make it a little more distressed and things like that to make it look a little less like you just punched it out. But here we go. Okay, so I'm going to move on from this one and see about making something maybe with that fox paper. I don't know, something. A note to say. And I'm kind of putting that, it kind of has like a little rounded area, so that's basically where it's meant to put, you know, your little sentiment. And then we have this, and they show, you know, putting more little things out here and there. But I think we're good. Okay, very cute. A little, you know, you got to really look at it and read what it's saying there. But let me grab some other papers and things, and we'll work on something else. This is kind of a weird one because what happens with those slim papers? Well, for this Foxy fun paper, it says it's 74 by 150 GSM. What? 72 by 150 GSM. I thought that was this size. Okay, 206 millimeters by 95 millimeters. So I kind of measured that in the terms we would normally use, and they are, it's like basically 3 3/4 inches wide by I think 8 and some, what is it? 8 and by 8. Just over 8 inches tall, right? Because their paper, the standard A4 size paper, I think it's only 8 1/4 inches wide, which always makes it like we can't really use it for our card bases. You have to cut your paper in the other direction and waste a bunch of paper if you're trying to make a standard A2 size card. And that's just how it is. But, oh, let me get this other light on. Sorry, guys. And so I did some measurements, and I think what I'm going to do is use this one because it's super cute. And I'm not going to do any distressing on it because I think it's so slick. I don't really want the look of that. It's going to look kind of gross, but you can always kind of maybe gently do some on the side, or maybe use like a pigment ink so it's a little chalky looking instead of just like slick, wet ink. Do you know what I'm saying? Hopefully that makes sense. And then I opened up the paper pack here. We're still going to use a little more about that, but the blossoming lace paper, and it has like a green tone that's kind of earthy green, so I used that. Again, A4 size paper, so you have to be very careful the way you cut it. And it's not a big deal. I'm just, for that one especially, because you can just cut it and it's no big deal, right? So I cut a mat for this piece of paper, and this mat, again, is just a little bit off. Maybe I should need to shorten it. Well, I'll leave it. Because again, the sizes are kind of odd. So this one is 8 1/2 by 4. Okay, so 4 by 8 1/2. And then we need to cut a piece of paper. You cannot cut an A4 paper to mat with this if you're gonna keep the 1/4 inch all around, or, you know, 1/8 inch all around, make it a little 1/4 inch bigger. I know that sounds confusing. So I had to use, obviously, American paper. This is Recollections paper. And left it the 8 1/2 inch wide, like our paper normally is 8 1/2 inches, but I cut it at 8 3/4. So, you know, it's usually 11 by 8 1/2, so leave the 8 1/2, but cut it at 8 3/4 lengthwise. Otherwise, you're gonna have to waste your paper and do it again. So now we are gonna score this at 4 1/4 because it's just your standard A2, but we're just making it a little bit longer. I'm gonna turn this because this little baby pal thing does not. Sorry, 4 1/4. What did I measure over there? I think I did the wrong. Did I do the wrong side? Oh, bummer. Yeah, I did the wrong side. This is like a square, so it's hard to tell. Sorry, 4 1/4. That can be covered up. Oopsie. 4 1/4. Actually, when you do something like that, if you put it back on here and push back, it'll just even it out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It'll just kind of push it back to where you need it to go. Sorry about that, guys. Be very careful. It's not a square, but it's almost a square. All right, I'm just going to fold this in half. So this is our card base, and it's just purple Recollections paper. And I'm not even sure why I chose purple. I just thought it was fun. And hopefully this will come together faster than the other thing. I am going to pop dot this from this, so let's just work on this part first. I'm going to stick this down. I am not going to use a wet glue because, again, this is like very thin stuff. I don't want to reactivate it. It's not super, super thin, but maybe you can hear the way I shook it. It's pretty thin. The other layering paper, or this cardstock, is nice. It's nice and thick. Let me eyeball this and bring it down a little more. I would love to use a wet glue on this, but again, I don't want it to reactivate that little paper, so I'm just being super careful. And then what I'm going to do is take the next one, and I hate to do this, but you know, you do it for the craft, right? I'm going to fussy cut this little guy out, and it hurts my heart, but oh well. And you can do this whole thing, but I was just gonna do his little face just to give him a little dimension. So just around here. And you can use the other parts for something else, possibly. Maybe that little foreground would be cute to put it somewhere else. And I'm just getting really close here. And again, I'm not getting too crazy about it, but just in here and here. And I'm going to use those same tabs that I used earlier to kind of pop it up a little bit. I'm just going to cut this away. And around here. And this is normally something I know we wouldn't do, like, oh, we wasted that whole paper for just this. But you know what? That's pretty much what this is about. And, you know, I can use other pieces, like I said, with mixed media maybe or something like that. Just use it a different way. And I'm just going to use some foam. And normally I would do this really well, like really get some foam cut into his little ears and everything. But I am pretty much done working with this stuff, so I am moving on. But yeah, try to keep it, especially because the paper is a little bit thin. You want to obviously have the dimension. Maybe I'll inject some glue in there later. So now we have this little guy, and he's super cute, and it's just going to give a little bit more of dimension on your card. Because these cards, obviously, they're super flat. That's the other thing. That's why it's a little bit tricky. They're cute, but you have to work with it, obviously. So we have that. And then I wanted to pop this up too. So, you know what? I'm just going to put a ton of these down. I'll be right back. I was going to use my foam strip, but I don't really want to pull it out. So this is fine. I'll just keep using this, but I am going to use quite a bit of it. I'll be right back. Oh, what am I doing? I don't need that. I need this. So we're going to bring our card base back. And we have this super cute thing. And of course you would have to make your own envelope for this, or if it's going in a package, and I guess it doesn't matter, but you definitely have to design your own envelope. And I was kind of thinking about making a video on that soon too, because I have the enveloper, like all the Crafter's Companion, the Pro, and I showed you guys how to make envelopes with the Pro, but usually it's like what's listed there, right? The numbers, so you pretty much, they're standard, right? So it's kind of hard when you have to make it up yourself. And then I had this little flower. Remember the other day I had shown you guys how to use the marquee with foam, and then I said, oh, you know, maybe I'll use the flower. So all I did was had put glue in the middle, and I dropped in some Melissa Francis, this one, glass glitter, which is gorgeous, and ocean, and I dropped it right in there. And that's it. So I was thinking I can put this, well, you can put it like right here. You can put it up tall. I was thinking about just adding it here just for a little more dimension, right? I just don't know where to put it. Well, I'll stick this down at some point, so I'll show you obviously in the pictures where I'm going to stick it down. I'm just going to stick it down with glue because it's flat. The bottom is flat and everything's flat there. And then maybe, I brought this out the other day because I've had this stuff forever and I never use it, so I thought maybe some perfect pearls would be cute on here. Just to, I was going to put it over here, but then there's already something over here, so let's put it on this side. And what I like to do with these guys, I'm just going to hold it straight up and down. I kind of do it like if I'm making macaron. And then if you're going to make them all the same size, you have to really eyeball that. But sometimes I make them one larger and then one smaller and then smaller. But for now, I'm just going to put those three there. And that's it, guys. So hopefully you guys like the card. Right now I was like, why isn't this sticking down? Because I put dimensionals. I was looking at it from the side. I'm like, this is not stuck down. But really cute, fun things. I mean, they have a lot of inventive things. I really do like Hunkydory, but, you know, you gotta really read your instructions or, you know, look for a video that they might have out there. But thanks for watching, guys. Again, if I have any links, I'll have them in the description box, and I will see you guys at the next one. Bye now.